Okay, now that you've been introduced to the concepts, let's learn some of our first shorthand sounds. So for the vowels, the first vowels that we're going to learn are the A and the E group. And so in Gregg, the A's and the E sounds actually are based on a circle. And the E is based on a circle that is about half the size of the E. And one of the ways the manual teaches you how to remember these two, if you have trouble, is just to imagine taking the longhand version of the A and then cutting off its tail. And then for the E, if you have a longhand E, similarly cutting off its tail, and then you have approximately the same proportions as the A and the E. So for the A's, and like in longhand, the A can have 3 different kinds of sounds, each different lengths. So if we compare the A sound in cat, it's more of a short ah sound versus calm, which is more of a ah, a longer sound, versus came, which is the longest A sound, k, aim. So in shorthand, this circle is quite versatile and it can represent all the different sounds. Initially, early on, the way we can differentiate is by marking the different sounds. A short sound is left unmarked to represent the shortest sound, as in k, a, t, cat. The medium length sound is marked with a dot, such as calm, so k, a, dot, whereas the longest sound is marked with the longest mark to represent came, so k, a, came. So you'll notice that these, the came and the calm, look almost identical, but you can differentiate them if you need by placing these marking sounds. So similarly, for the E group, the E sounds, remember, are written with a circle also, which is about half the length or half the size of the A loop. So similar principles for marking. You have the shortest sound, which is I. So in the shorthand, there is no stroke for I, rather it is used as a short E. So the unmarked circle can represent the I sound, as in kit, k, I, t. Similarly, the medium length sound, as in get or g, et, is marked with a single dot, g, et. Finally, the longest E sound, as in need, is marked with a long dash. So n, e, d, need. So again, in principle, if you need help differentiating these when you first start writing, you can mark each of the vowel sounds as necessary. In practice, though, and the further along you get in shorthand, you'll realize that the context of the sentence does a lot of the heavy lifting. So a lot of people, when they first start learning Gregg Shorthand, are always marking their vowels. But the further you get into it, and you'll notice in this course, we don't mark a lot of the vowels. You don't actually need to mark the vowels because the context of the sentence carries a lot of that phonetic burden.